Assembly. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, I will, interchange the same. In any case, you are still the Speaker. Mr. Chair, my name is Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen, born on 12 March 1979 on the eastern sides of slopes of Cherangani Hills in a place famously known as Embobut. Actually born in Embobut Forest as a son of a squatter. Mr. Speaker, I am the son of Reverend Joanna and Mama Margaret. I am married. I have with one wife and 4 children. And Mr. Speaker, I went for my primary education, I went to Chawis Primary School, which is in Embobut. Like many of us here and others in the country, I went to school at a time in my area where I had to trek for at least 5 kilometers a day going and coming, so about 10 kilometers to access education. I also went later to Kapsiglai Primary School at the border of Elgeyo Marakwet and Trans Nzoia, whereafter I was admitted to the St. Joseph's High School, Kitale. Mr. Speaker, my dream then was to join St. Patrick's. That is the school I knew. And so when I tried to transfer to St. Patrick's High School, the school that time said I will have an opportunity in my second year, my Form 2. So I moved from St. Joseph's High School, Kitale, to St. Patrick's High School for my Form 2 to Form 4. It is at St. Patrick's High School that my leadership skills were honed. Mr. Speaker, St. Patrick's High School was among the few schools in the country then that allowed students to elect their leaders. And Mr. Speaker, the students of the school then entrusted me with one of the most sensitive dockets in the school to be in charge of the dining hall. Mr. Speaker, then at a very early age, I learned how to distribute resources and how to protect the weaker. Students, Mr. Speaker, knowing very well, you know, the sometimes bullying with ENSU, where you have a Form 1 fighting for his chance to get a better ratio of food. And Mr. Speaker, perhaps that skill and knowledge that I learned at that very early in life will become instrumental in the job that I have been nominated to do, because it's about distribution of resources and equity. Mr. Speaker, after St. Patrick's High School, I was admitted to study law at the University of Nairobi. And Mr. Speaker, again at the University of Nairobi, I had the opportunity to be in various positions of leadership. One of which, Mr. Speaker, was to be the chair of the Kenya Law Student Society. Perhaps I'm told I'm the first person to be a chair of Kenya Law Student Society in my second year. And Mr. Speaker, from there, I also had an opportunity to be the chair of the Fellowship of Christian Unions National Student Executive Committee, which brought together all the members of the Fellowship of Christian Unions in the entire country, over 23 institutions at that point in time. Mr. Speaker, I had other responsibilities, including being an editor of the University of Nairobi Law Journal. And Mr. Speaker, if there is a moment in my life that I learned a lot about leadership and was properly trained about leadership, because people ask me, where did you come from? Why did you end up being a senator? It's because at that early age, from the time that I joined the University of Nairobi, I think I had exposure of many opportunities of training of leadership. So I went to the East Africa Uongozi Institute for training in leadership. Mr. Speaker, I also, together with other colleagues, Mr. Speaker, including Honorable Alice Waume, Honorable Patrick Mariro, Rachel Shebesh, we were in a founding class of leaders who were trained. I was still in the university, but I was in that class, trained to be future leaders, and I'm glad that that dream became fulfilled in the fullness of time. So if you find me spend more time, speak about my adventure at the University of Nairobi, it's because I value it. It was very important in my formative years, including, Mr. Speaker, I was I was in the leadership of the SONU when SONU was disbanded, and I was the chair